God is being built. So let's look at the book of Judges, verse 8. Let me read verse 26 and before that 27, which is our main theme or verse. He said, and the weight of the golden earring that he requested was 1,700 shekels of gold, beside the crescent ornaments and the pendants and the purple gowns worn by the kings of Midian, and beside the collars that were around the necks of their camels. And Gideon made an ephod of it and put it in his city in Ophrah, and all Israel, pay attention to that, all is a word after death, and it became a snare to Gideon and his family, apart from Jeroboam. I think this is one story where all Israel were involved in idolatry. This says so much about the power of leadership and doctrine. Remember, the ephod was like a yes, no, it was like a dress for the priest. Moses had made it like that. I don't know how they managed to make it and then leave it to be in a place where it should be a place of worship. What does that tell us? The leader has so much power, especially in a local church, to direct the hearts of men either towards God or towards themselves. I don't know if you heard what I said. A leader has the power in a local church to direct the hearts of men either towards God or to themselves. And when they are directing the hearts of men towards God, the glory goes to God. But when it's towards themselves, idolatry comes in. He made requests for these things, and he made it into an ephod. And then they say the whole Israel world, they harloted. They came before it, and then they gave a worship that was alien to that which was given to God. It is very bad. We are living in a time where God is no longer somebody that is supreme, somebody that should be worshipped. We keep looking at the things he created. If we so value what God created and we think or feel they should be worshipped, why not worship the one that created those things? I don't know if you understand the point I'm making. God created gold. Let's say God created money. God created the earth. God created wives, children, all of those things. Why do we pay attention to those things that he created more than he that created those things? When Jesus said, if you want to follow me, you will have to turn against your family and other people. Some people felt that, why would Jesus come between? That was not the point. Jesus was telling you that I am the one that gave you that family. I'm the one that gave you those friends. I'm the one that gave you that job. If you want to follow me, those things must not compete. You all know that Jesus is able to provide. Jesus is able to give us everything that we need. But the mistake we always make is thinking that those things are where our joy comes from and not the giver of those things. Let's even be practical here. If you know that I can give you 10 million and I'm telling you that part away with 20 million that is in your account to me, I'm very certain you will give me all of those 20 million because you know that I'm capable of giving 100 million. Why can't we see God in that light? Why can't we? That was the light that Abraham saw God and he's called the father of faith. We must understand that. That was the light that Abraham saw God. Because he felt that if I give him Isaac, he is able to bring him back to me. Not just Isaac, but more children. Why do we continue looking at things that God provides as things as our objects of worship? Why do we continue looking at those things? And today we see how the leader can influence people towards God or from God. Many of our leaders have become like Gideon. They have become like Zerubbabel. They have made a fool of God. They have made people to turn away from God. And it has become difficult for God to walk among his people. By the time they are following, the leader will bring something. In our churches today, the issue of tithe, prosperity has been elevated above holiness, right living. Sin is no longer talked about. The coming of Christ is no longer talked about. The vision of the kingdom is no longer talked about. Sometimes I do wonder if it's only in my church that they talk about evangelism, even though people don't turn up for it. Why have we missed it? What's really the problem? That we pay attention to things that God created more than God himself. And you are a church leader, you are a church planter, or maybe you are one of those people that are leading the congregation. You have set an ephod, and people are prostituting around it. These days, people bring money to church, nobody cares to ask. You see a young boy bringing a tithe that is beyond his earning, or a seed, and you are willing to collect. What are you trying to do? Why have we turned money to be a god to be worshipped? What's really the problem? Let's think about this. Let's think about all that we do as leaders in the church. Let's think about that. Maybe we should stop at this point, and then by next Sunday we will discuss about the people too. Why did they come to prostitute around that which was not an object to please God? What was the reason behind it? But for the leaders, you are the one I'm talking to today. You have a church, you have a congregation you are leading, and you are bringing up things that will lead them from God. The wrath of God is coming. And they said the judgment of God will begin in the house of God. Do not be caught in this fire that God, the consuming fire, is bringing. Let it not be that you have labored, and at the end of the day, you are only saying the things that you did and not what God has done through you. Brothers, sisters, take heed, lest ye fall. Take heed, lest ye lead these little ones astray. That was the warning of God. Say it's better to put a millstone on your head and have you sink into the sea than to cause these little ones to fall. You think that he's saying that it's better you die than to cause his own to fall? Let's be careful as leaders. The Bible said this became a snare against the family of Gideon. No wonder one of the sons, even from a concubine, arose and killed the rest just to take power. He sowed a seed of destruction through this life. Many men of God don't know that the unfortunate things happening to them because of a seed they had sown, and it has become a snare to them. The devil has taken advantage of it and is claiming right in the direction of your family. I pray that that will not be our portion, but we'll realize early and we'll return to God. May God help us, even as a church, to grow in strength and in the love of God. That we will not miss it and will not be carried away by the things of this world, but will be focused to make the church of God rule and be established firmly, even as we await the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. I pray that God will continue to keep us and continue to be with us, even as we journey together. Thank you, and hope to see you again next Sunday on 10 minutes with our apostle. Bless you.